The Guardians doubleheader yesterday. They were 1-17 in doubleheaders dating back to last season. Bull.
That
I
is
have
pathetic.
no real way to explain it. Yeah,
it's the worst record in a stretch of 9 doubleheaders since the 1970 White Sox that lost 106 games. So it's hard to wrap. I said yesterday I did not feel good about that doubleheader. I said they'd split, but I wasn't feeling very confident. They put themselves in a position yesterday where they were essentially starting Joey Cantillo. I know he didn't start, but
he came in like the 8th.
No, the first game?
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't come in until the very end.
Yes.
Let me
I
correct
thought they
that.
was doing the opener.
Let me correct
I thought so too.
Let me correct
And then Eli Morgan came out.
They actually did do a real
he
opener.
did.
Yeah. Let me correct that. They were planning just to start.
I
don't know what they did. And then in the second game, you had Logan Allen, who stinks.
Looks like Logan Allen.
Yeah.
In the first inning, he got out of it without giving up a run.
Yeah.
It was like,
You know what
Nope,
the
he's still
sad
Logan
thing?
Allen.
You know what the sad thing is? Both games, I sat there and said, "Oh yeah, they jumped out to us to a lead. We good. We just gotta ride it." And
Nope.
the second one was worse because it was like Homer. He came up again.
Yep.
Homer. I'm like, get him off
Salvador
the
Perez
mound.
had, 7 hits in the doubleheader and 2 homers? And
27 RBIs.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Listen, let's face it right now. The Royals just look like a better team.
Yeah.
Their lineup's better.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt
It's
is going to
unbelievable.
finish second in the MVP.
Yep. He's incredible.
Is he having the best season a shortstop's ever had?
Let's not get crazy.
I'm serious. No,
No, he's hitting
serious.
345.
Let's not get crazy.
By the
A-Rod.
advanced metrics, it is legitimately.
What
up
about
there with the
A-Rod? You
best.
got Ernie Banks, a Hall of Famer.
A-Rod hit what? 270, 280 with 50 homers, right? As a
Yeah,
shortstop.
Ernie Banks had over 500 home runs playing shortstop.
Witt's hitting 345 with what? 30 homers, 27 homers?
He got 27 homers, 94 RPIs, a 1.014 OPS.
I hear you.
I'd rather have Witt defensively than A-Rod.
Steals a ton of bases.
A-Rod was really good when he was younger. You're thinking more Yankee days.
I need them new. I seen your boy hit a homer too.
He's not having the best
The
season ever
shortstop,
for a shortstop. He
De
getting nuts, but
Jong,
Paul DeYoung.
Could have had him
Paul
for nothing.
Dior hit
Coulda
a
had him
homer.
for nothing.
I just looked and thought about Jason. I was
Yeah.
like, oh
Trust me, I was in the press box like this
And-
with Zach. Hey,
Yeah.
you see that? You see that?
And anyway, Bobby Witt is. I mean, you have 4 guys in Major League Baseball having magnificent seasons. Aaron Judge is over 50 home runs. Shohei, quickest player ever to 40-40. Marcelo Zuna, quietly for the Braves.
He got 38 homers, don't he?
And he's could win the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And then Bobby Witt just having, and then Ellie De La Cruz has like crazy amount of stolen bases, and he's a wild player too. But anyway, Witt and Perez, I mean, 2 of them are unstoppable. Witt hitting the home run in the first game against Hunter Gaddis. Gaddis has given up runs two appearances in a row. Right now, they got a better lineup. The Royals have the better rotation. And even though the Guardians have the better pen, the Royals have closed the gap since the deadline. They made additions to their pen.
The Royals fixed their bullpen.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
fixed
it's not great. It's not as good as the Guardians, but it's solid now. It was bad early in the season.
They made 2 key additions. They moved Chris Bubich from the starter to reliever.
Yeah, he's
a
been
great
good.
lefty. And the new closer that they have, I can't pronounce his last name. He's been excellent. Urseg or whatever. Since
Lucas Urseg. Since
they put him in that role.
And then John Schreiber, who they got for the Red Sox last year, has been good.
He pitched for them yesterday.
Yeah.
Listen, Gavin, we got to go. Gavin, come on, man. Gavin, let's go. Tonight, it's got to be tonight.
Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee go the next 2 days.
Let's
They're
go.
supposed to be the 2 leaders in this rotation. I
This
know
is
they're
sick.
young. I know a lot's being asked of them. They got to pitch great.
Yeah.
The Guardians got to win these 2 games.
Yes, they do.
I don't want to split. They
they
got to
do.
win them both. And Gavin Williams has sucked his last 2 starts.
I know. Let's
He's
go.
got to pitch well today.
Let's go. It's time.
There's still time. That's the thing about baseball.
Yeah.
You got a long ways to go. It doesn't
30 games.
It doesn't feel like it in the moment.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time. 3 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now, we have a completely different conversation.
Right.
Over how it
Can't
feels
get swept.
now.
They're in second place if they get
Yeah, I
swept.
know.
They play at 1 o'clock today?
No.
Yeah, it's tonight.
Game's tonight. That's wrong.
Okay.
Steve, bad job out of you.
They play tonight, and then tomorrow I think they play at 1 o'clock. Or 2. I think it's 1 o'clock. Yeah, tomorrow. But no, they play today at night. And who's pitching for the Royals? Is it
It's Lorenzen tonight. It's a 6:40 first pitch.
Right. And then
tomorrow it's Bybee versus Waka.
And Waka's pitched well. He's been pretty good for them. Their rotation's pretty solid.
And it looks like, only because I have it up right now,
Yeah.
it looks like the Guardians are going to miss Paul Skeens, which is sad for the fans, but
Good for the Guardians.
You know what? Are they going to miss Jones also? He's coming off the IL today to pitch.
According to the ESPN schedule pitching matchups,
Yeah.
the 3 pitchers for Pittsburgh, Falter, Ortiz, and Keller.
Wow, they're getting lucky. They're missing. Guardians are missing the Pirates' 2 best pitchers. Now, the Pirates, the one thing they have is a good rotation. Bailey Falter, I haven't looked at him lately, but he was pitching pretty well earlier in the year. Ortiz has been decent.
Not gonna lie, we went up against Skis.
That would have been fun to watch.
I probably, no lie, I would have bet a no-hitter.
Well, you shouldn't bet that because he's not going to pitch the whole game. But, yeah, I mean, the guy's pretty nasty. He's another great story. There's a lot of great stories in Major League
we've
Baseball.
been hitting better over the last few games, but
Yeah.
if
Guardians,
this was
Royals-
a week or two ago,
Yeah.
1,000%.
My favorite radio show is my guy Mike Farron and Jim Duquette. They have a show called Power Alley on MLB Radio. It starts at 10, and I listen to it often when I'm driving in. And their lead story was the Guardians blowing this lead and it being down to one game. And
I mean, Stephen Vogt, it's time. It's time to manage.
Yeah.
Like he's really going to be tested now the rest of the way, and it never comes easy in baseball, but certainly things were falling their way early.
Yeah.
Every button he pushed was the right button.
Right.
And now you're looking at some of the decisions. You're like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Why did you? I don't understand yesterday. I don't understand why they went about doing it the way that they did yesterday. I didn't understand trying to squeeze the 3rd inning out of Eli Morgan. You got through 2.
Right.
You got 1 out of Sandlin. You got 2 out of Morgan.
Yeah.
Be happy with that. They tried to squeeze the 3rd out of Morgan, and with runners at 1st and 2nd, I was like, okay, go get him.
Yeah.
Nope, left him in, gives up a 3-run homer. The picture of Carl Willis getting ejected, it's not quite that one. Yeah, it is that one with the demon eyes. He's got when you make Carl Willis's eyes go like that, he's one of the most laid-back, chilled dudes. And we talked to him after the game last night. He was upset with a call. He felt like the home plate umpire missed earlier in the game.
Yeah.
And then they got screwed on the exact
that
same
was a
pitch
bad play.
on the foul tip. And Carl lost his mind. First time he's been ejected since 2017. But they're in a bad spot. Like it's and they're trying to stay even keel and say all the right things right now, but I'm sure they're feeling it.
I don't understand what they're doing in terms of not giving any of their prospects.
That's what I want to see. I want to see
opportunity.
this Valera guy that you keep talking about. I want to see him.
I mean, we've heard about George Valera for 5 or 6 years.
Valera and Manzardo have nothing to prove in the minors.
Yeah.
And I don't care that Manzardo may be in the slump. The Tigers yesterday, who, by the way, got to 500. So now you have 4 teams in the AL Central that are 500 or better. The Tigers yesterday, I'm drawing a blank on this guy's name, called up a kid from AAA, a pitcher, one of their prospects, and he had like an 8 ERA at AAA. And he went out there and he pitched a pretty good game last night.
Jeez.
Like, just because you're struggling in the minors doesn't mean you're going to suck when you get to the majors. I know it's counterintuitive to think that way, but, like, get Valera and Manzardo up here. I don't understand the obsession with Schneemann and Freeman.
Well, part of it is position. Like you can't.
Jason, those guys are all playing positions they don't play anyway.
Where are you going to play Valera? Where are you going to play him?
Over
But play him in
Thomas.
right field.
But who's going to play center?
Whoa.
Noel's not going to play center. They're clearly not going to move Quan to center. They should, but they're not going to.
Whoa.
At least not at this point.
Right field.
Right field.
Right field is locked down.
I'm putting Noel as the DH.
Okay, so
Oh,
put Noel
okay,
at
never
DH, put
mind.
Valera. Fine. Okay, great. Where do you put Manzardo?
Oh, well,
Yeah, you got a
did
problem.
Valera play center? I don't even know that.
No, he's not a center fielder. That's what I'm saying. One of them, yeah, you can make a case for
Yeah.
one of them. Sure.
You
can't bring them both up
Noel
right now.
can't go nowhere
Unless
until
you-
he
unless
give
you
me
sit
8 more
Noel.
home
No,
runs.
you can't sit Noel.
I need
sit Noel.
8 more home runs. He can sit down after that.
Part of it,
He's
part
probably
of the
not going to
problem.
get 8 home
Stop.
runs.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Shortstop and center field
Yeah.
are their 2 biggest holes right now.
Right.
Those can't be filled by those guys in the minors. That's part of the problem.
Well, Chase DeLauder can play center field.
Can he? I honestly, I don't know.
I think he's playing center field in the minors right now, like on a day-to-day basis. I'll double check on that, but I'm pretty
He
sure
can play
that's where
center
he's
field.
playing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
with
go.
you. I've seen enough of Freeman and Schneemann and the law firms
Yeah.
and the.
Steeman just
And-
went yard.
I'm done.
I don't care.
I've seen enough.
That's sad.
Those guys stink.
But
they're not doing anything.
And there's no guarantee that who you're bringing up is going to be any better than these guys.
Of course not. But you might as well try something else. Yeah.
But I just think it's a positional misfit right now because of second and.
Well, that's their fault. They should have done more at the trade deadline.
I don't just. Paul DeYoung would have solved a lot of problems.
What did they give up for Paul DeYoung? Nothing.
Nothing.
But what? He's not good enough defensively? Who gives a shit?
No, he's not bad defensively. I was talking to Zach about it, and Zach's point was, listen, you can't draft and develop 8 and 9 middle infielders and then go out at the trade dedeline and trade for
None of them have done anything.
I agree.
Arias stinks. Freeman stinks. They bring these guys up. None of them can play.
Yeah.
How Jason's taking this victory lap right now.
It's not a victory lap. It's
On what?
frustration.
This Paul DeYoung.
I mean, I'm not going to live and die on the Paul DeYoung hill. But he's hit 22 home runs this year. Like, he can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
And he can play shortstop.
DeLauder in the minor leagues over the last 2 seasons has played 33 games in center field, 11 games in left, and 39 in right.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot. I mean, you can give it a shot, I guess.
He's only played. It's
33 in 2 years. 33 games in 2 years.
But he's only played about 80 games.
Yeah, it's about half his games he's played have been in center field.
Yeah, so who cares? Let's go. Call them up. Let's go. I'd call all 3 up. You're expanding the rosters anyway.
Wait, who's your 3? DeLauder, Manzardo, and Valera?
You can't call all 3.
I'd call. I know you're not playing all of them every day. You're not going to play. You're not going to play Valera against lefties.
Right.
You're only going to play him against righties.
Are you sending down Freeman, Schneeman, and
the rest of the attorneys?
And get rid of Rocchio. I don't care. Play Tyler. Play John Kenzie Noel at shortstop. I don't give a shit. Let's get some hits.
I'm pretty sure you would give a shit if you
That would be funny.
Noel at shortstop.
That would be hilarious if Noel was playing
You remember
shortstop.
what I looked like playing shortstop the other day?
It just feels.
It's so frustrating.
It feels stale. It just feels stale, and they keep running out the same guys and put them in different positions and trying to mess with the lineup in terms of who's batting second, who's batting 6th, 7th, 8th. They just need some sort of infusion of life, and to me, that's why I'm as frustrated as I am with the lack that they haven't called up either Manzardo or Valera or DeLauder or
at
whoever.
least one of them.
Just because it just feels they're running out the same guys, and what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, hoping for a different result. I think we have a pretty definitive idea of who a lot of these guys are, and it's not good enough to compete and win at the highest levels.
And for all of that, the biggest problem with this team right now is the fact that Naylor and Quan have been absolute garbage for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Quan may not hit 300 this year.
I mean, that's crazy.
He may not hit 300 this year.
Stop it.
He's down to 302.
Is he down to 3? He was just 314 last week.
I was watching last night. There it is, 302.
Oh, my goodness.
I was in the stadium last night watching it drop with every attack.
That boy John Kinsey walked him down at home.
He is an 0 for 3 today away from batting 299.
Yeah. He must be hitting under 200 in the last 6 weeks, right?
What happened?
Or at least low 200s.
I'll go with splits. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
low
my
200s.
goodness.
I mean,
he is an 0 for 3 away from me.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I have never seen that.
I defended this man.
I wonder.
You ready for his splits, Bull?
Yeah.
In the last 30 days,
Yeah.
he has 103 at-bats.
Okay.
He's hitting 194.
Oh, that's it.
He has an on-base percentage from the leadoff spot
Yeah.
in the last 30 days of 284.
That's horrible.
His OPS over that stretch, 595.
Horrible.
The last 15 days, 50 at-bats, so half of that. He's hitting 140.
Ooh.
In the last week, he's hitting 087.
Oh.
The month of August,
087?
month of August, he's hitting 195.
Yeah.
In July, he hit 250. God. Trending down in all the wrong ways.
So he's batting.
What other splits do you want?
He's batting about 220. It
Josh
sounds like since the
Naylor.
start of July.
You want Josh Naylor?
Oh, Naylor's been horrendous.
Let me just pull this up real quick. Josh
Yeah.
Naylor's splits over the last few weeks. Last 30 days,
Yeah.
Josh Naylor's hitting 226.
Better than I
What's
thought.
his RBIs? I don't care about average for him.
19 RBIs in the last month.
That's not terrible.
Last 2 weeks, so 15 days, he has 50 at-bats. He's hitting 146. 2 homers, 6 RBIs. In the last week, so last 7 days, they played 7 games. He has 21 at-bats. He's hitting 048. 1 homer, 2 RBIs.
I mean, everyone has a bad week.
his
I
one
wonder
hit
if,
in the last week was a 2-run homer.
I wonder if his conditioning or lack thereof leads to him collapsing in the second half of the year. Because he had a bad second. I know he got hurt, but he got a bad second half last year.
I think he's got it. I think there's some sort of injury with him.
Yeah.
Is he going to get paid in, what is it, next year? Not by
He's
us.
He's got 1 year left.
He's not going to get nobody's paying him a huge
You
money.
don't think?
No. Nope.
Not $100 million.
He is he is
What about 80? 80 million?
for how many years?
4, 5.
Nobody's paying.
4 or 5.
Nobody's giving him that. Nobody.
20 million a year.
No way.
18 to 20 million a year.
He's
I think he's probably 15 to 18 million a year.
I don't think he's getting a long-term contract, period.
He still has
he's a
another year.
DH.
He still has another year to go.
Jason, he's a DH.
He's got another year of it on his current. Like he's got all of next year.
How old is Josh Naylor? He's younger than I think.
Josh Naylor's 27 years old.
When's he turn 28?
Next June.
All right, so he'll be going into his age 29 season when he's a free agent. He's not in great shape. He's really a DH.
He could play first. He could play first.
He's at best average.
In 3 or 4 years, he'll be a DH.
Exactly.
But right now,
nobody is giving him. He's not the type of player that gets a long-term contract.
I'd have to look and see what other first basemen are making because I don't know off the top.
And he's the type of guy
Get him money to Bull.
that he will go off the cliff in a hurry.
That's true.
In a hurry.
Get him money
I
to
agree with
Bull.
that.
Bull,
But if he's
Bull
got-
can play first base as good as Josh Naylor.
How many RBIs does he have this year?
92. He's got 28
listen,
homers.
What do you have last year?
Last season, Josh Naylor had 97 RBIs.
I mean,
He's played three more games this year than he did all of last year.
You see that? You see what you did here? That's the Tyvus confidence right there.
Yeah,
He said,
that's right.
Better than Josh
right.
Naylor.
Mike, how many RBIs did Naylor have at the end of May? Please, if you could tell me that. Is that possible to know?
Yeah, I can. But at the end of May.
Yeah.
So in March, he had 1 RBI.
Mm-hmm.
April, he had 23, so 24.
Yeah.
In May, he had 18, so 42 at the end of
All
May.
right. So still got 50.
he's been steady as a run. Like the average has been
until
up
the
and
last
down.
couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
right there, he's had how many RBIs in the last 30 days? Like,
He has 19 in the last 30.
all right, it's not
Last
terrible.
15 days, how many ribbies?
6.
All right,
Last
Even
7
that's not
days,
terrible.
2.
No, that is terrible.
20
It's
RBIs
just
in
he's-
30 days is a pace for 120 RBIs.
Okay, but the last 15 days he has 6.
All right, everybody
which
goes
is a
through
pace
slumps.
for
Yeah, it's not
about
great.
70.
Okay, it's
I'm
2 weeks
just
slump.
saying he's been in a slump for a while.
But he's still driving in runs. That's all I want from him. That's all I want from him. Driving runs.
But I'm talking about a long-term contract.
Yeah.
I don't bank on anybody giving him a long-term deal.
I believe
So
that
he
they-
gonna resign with the Guardians.
If I were them, I'd offer him a 3-year, $45 million extension. Take
That's
it or leave it.
15. I just said he's going to get 15 million in free agency. I said 15 to 18.
Okay, well there you go. I'm with
You
you.
yelled at me.
Sorry, that's a bad job out of me. 3 for 45, Josh.
Or do you give it to? Do you just go with Kyle Manzardo?
You could have both.
You could have them both. But
he would be a DH.
But
Naylor's
does
got to
have
be the DH.
Yes,
It's
Manzardo
enough
has to
with
play
this
first.
nonsense that he doesn't want a DH.
And-
Ridiculous.
Well, John Kinsey's about to be a.
Yeah, well, listen, you're not gonna, and you don't really want to get locked in on a DH because you like to rotate. As Jose gets older, you're gonna want to DH him some. That's what the Royals do with Salvador Perez. He DHs half the games. Which is why he's able to play every day. But
I mean, long term,
Yeah.
they need, maybe DeLauder's a center fielder.
Yeah.
If not, you got to move Quan to center. You got to move Quan to
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
This is ridiculous.
they got to get power in
You
the
have
corners.
you have nobody to play center field first of all, and nobody
Yeah.
who's any good.
No.
And you have no power. I mean, Quan's getting better.
Yeah.
But Quan as a center fielder, I don't care if you lose a step defensively or metrics
Yeah.
or whatever. He's going to be above average.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
put him in center fielder and give. I mean, also they can't even fill one corner spot, and we're asking them to fill 2.
No, and we're like, okay, maybe it'll be DeLauder and Valera and Quan. Okay, those guys are good prospects, but there's been a lot of other good prospects that have done nothing until they prove it in the majors.
Right.
I'm not convinced DeLauder's going to be good. I'm not convinced Manzardo's going to be good. I'm not convinced Valera's going to be good.
I mean, love you, Tyvus. I'm still not convinced on Noel. I told Zach, yes. Look at that look.
He's got
What more do you need?
his chase rate's terrible.
Awful. And
Listen, y'all gotta cut this out. If he get 20, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I swear on everything I love. That man hit 20. Jason owes me an apology live on the UCSS show.
I was talking to Zach yesterday during the game, and Zach's like, Tyrus might be right. He might get to 20. I was like, I don't want to hear it out of you. I don't want to hear it out of you.
That's right.
Let me ask you guys this to put a
By the way, the pitcher I was talking about for the Tigers is Ty Madden. Shout out to my guy Matt, who is correct that I'm annoyed that I trade Spencer Torkelson, and he finally came back and he's hitting now.
Yeah.
My fantasy
Who
league.
saw
But I'm
that?
going to win the fantasy league championship, Matt, so I don't really care in the end. Go ahead, Mike.
Last question. We'll get to our last little Browns topic before we bring Zach Jackson on. Zach Jackson in. Excuse me.
Try saying that 3 times fast.
Zach Jackson. For the first time this season, Bull, or since they had a legitimate AL Central lead, are you nervous about the Guardians' chances of winning the division?
100%. 100%. I said this morning that I still think the Guardians will win the Central, but I'm not close to as confident. I am very worried about the Royals, especially because they're playing great baseball. Bobby Witt is. I wouldn't trade Bobby Witt except for Ohtani, even though Ohtani's older, but he's a pitcher and a hitter.
Would you trade Jameis Winston for Bobby Witt?
100%. 100%.
You know how important that is?
I would trade any player on the Guardians. I would trade any 5 players on the. Well, maybe not any 5, but I would trade almost anything for the Guardians to get Bobby Witt, which of course you cannot. But he is fantastic. Salvador Perez is a great veteran player. The Royals' lineup is better. Their rotation is better. And their gap in the bullpen, that the edge the Guardians had, is not as big as it was. The Royals are the better team right now, but I still think the Guardians can hold on. But they have to win these next 2. Have to.
That Kansas City's going to cool off at some point, I feel like. Do we play the Twins again?
Sure.
Oh,
We
yeah,
do play
one
the
series.
Twins, yes.
I think they go to Kansas City. It's Royals, Pirates, Royals.
Yep.
They go to Kansas City. So they got a lot of games left with KC. This is far from over. This is one way or the other.
Today and tomorrow's big. They need to make it to 3 before they get to the until they go to Kansas City.
I mean, this is we touched on it earlier, but this is a big moment for Gavin Williams.
It certainly is.
Who the Royals got after us? Y'all know?
Who the what?
The Royals play.
I don't know
this.
in between.
I don't know.
I'll look that up.
Check that out. I know the Twins lost to the Braves yesterday, but they still pick up a half game on the Guardians. So the Royals are a game out. The Twins are 2.5 out.
The Royals play Cleveland, and they go to Houston.
Yeah.
And they go to their home versus Cleveland, home versus Minnesota, at the Yankees, at Pittsburgh,
Woo!
home versus Detroit, home versus San Francisco, at Washington, and at Atlanta to end the season.
But
So tough schedule down the stretch.
Those next 3, it goes Cleveland, Houston, Cleveland, Minnesota, New York.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a tough stretch,
That's
man.
a big-time
If
stretch.
they get through that stretch anywhere close or in the
They-
lead, they're going to win
they
the
probably
division because
deserve
their
it.
last 4 series, 3 of those 4 teams are really bad.
Yeah.